It is me, Erica, and I hope you can hear me. It's hit or miss some days, but oh, I guess I need a thing to see what you guys are saying. It's Tuesday, which means we go live early at 2 p.m. Also, bonus points. I'm early, so that's cool. And today I am going to attempt a larger sample piece of my this being my chameleon or color changing granite. I'm calling it chameleon granite. I don't know what I should call it. I feel like that's a thing. That's good words for what this is. I'm trying to set up my this so that I can read what y'all are saying, but I am running out of room. Okay. This might work. I'm a genius. So, can you guys hear me okay? I hope. Hope you've all had a wonderful day. Sorry we weren't here yesterday. We had something very important going on. We had to go get our marriage license signed in Kansas because that's where his dad lives and he married us, and I was afraid of getting my name changed and getting married and doing all that before the wedding because I didn't want to have to change passport stuff and all that. But anyways, so I guess I could just turn up my this and see if you guys can hear me. Oh, let's set this down. That would be bad. I don't want to have to change passport. Yep. I can hear me. Cool. So I'm going to show you guys how I make chameleon granite in theory. I went ahead and mixed my STONECOAT art coat up like, what time is it? So I mixed it roughly 20 minutes ago. And I did that because I don't want to have you guys wait too long to be able to do the granite look over it. And your resin kind of has to set up a bit before you can do that. So it's not warm yet, but I can tell because of how much resin I have in here that's just sitting and doing, I don't know if it's endothermic or exothermic, but it's doing that, having a reaction. And if I were to let this sit too long, it would fully cure up and give me a very not cute looking paperweight or door stopper. I am mixing in some carbon black from Just Resin for my base because chameleon paints typically look better over a dark background. And clients really are into the gunmetal color, so that's why I'm using this instead of straight up black. And I want it to be opaque, so I'm kind of getting extra about it. This is about 20 ounces of resin, and the board is an 18 by 36, so I may have made too much resin. That's fine. I want this to be fully opaque, and the color is shimmery, metallic-y, gunmetal-y gray. Hope you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. What did I come in on? Color changing paint or epoxy? I want some already. So this will be a pigment that you can put into epoxy that will change colors. Yeah, your resin will get hot as the longer it sets in the cup. And the more resin you have, the quicker it will heat up on you. Luckily, the resin that I use, STONECOAT Art Coat, has a long working time or open time, which is like 2 hours. And the longer your open time is, the longer you can keep your your resin in the cup. Thank you, Melissa, for reminding me to remind everybody to hit the like button. What's up, Clara, TG, everybody? From where do you watch this? I'm confused about that question, but I'm happy to answer it. I just got to get this resin out of my bucket so it will stop heating up. That's why it's always recommended, if you read your buckets of epoxy, to get everything out and onto the surface as soon as possible, because that will help your working time, because your resin is in not a small area just playing off of itself and heating up. It's out, and so all the regular air can get to it, and so it won't heat up that quickly. There's probably, I'm sure, a more scientific way of saying what I just said, but just know that you want to have your resin out of its mixing cup as soon as you can in order to slow down that heat up in the curing process. However, because I try to do everything on a live feed, I wanted it to go ahead and start thickening up in the cup so that I could show you guys the full process in one video. This countertop will be for Artco in Deep Ellum, Dallas, Texas. And they have 140, I hope I'm not Ritterhoffing it. P.S. Watch Anne-Marie Ritterhoff. She's an amazing acrylic pour artist. She is on YouTube. So this is going to be for Artco. It's the main bar, the front bar, where the bar patrons are, is 140 square feet. And then there's a back bar, and then this lip thing. Because it's metallic, there are shimmery particles that are laying in the epoxy, and I'm just chopping it with my hand to take away that striated look that you probably won't be able to see anyways, but I'm just trying to break that up some. So when I took the initial sample pieces up to the bar for them to see which one they may want, they really like the colors in Too Faced Mother Knows Best, but they like that the color change of Mad Hatter from Too Faced is a lot more evident. So I think I'm going to do, how am I going to do this? So this sample piece is larger because I'm going to show them both Mother Knows Best and Mad Hatter, and I'm going to show them the difference between the gloss UTC and the matte UTC. So I'm trying to figure out how I can show them. I guess I'm going to have to do this in like quadrants and do like, so do, wait, okay, yeah. So I'll do Mad Hatter, Mother Knows Best, and then I'll do UTC Gloss, and then UTC Matte. Am I crazy? I'm probably crazy. Can't wait to see that, Melissa. How much resin do you need to draw 50 times 100 canvas? Clara is accurate. Thank you, Lisa, for reminding people about the thumbs. You have a question. I did a table I got small, tiny bug in it on the surface, and I can't sand. Can I just sand that spot and then polish with some sort of polishing kit like flits? So you definitely can do that, but be advised that you still may be able to see that patch. So to not ever be able to see that ever, you would need to do a full flood, but you can polish it. Probably in order to not see it at all, you're going to have to hone it all the way down with a whole bunch of different size or grits of sandpaper, and then a whole bunch of different compounds. So I don't want to add too much heat right now because the idea is to keep this not fluid. And by not fluid, I mean, you know how when resin is fresh, awesome, the air just came on. So stuff is definitely going to end up landing in this. So when your resin is fresh, it's more fluid. And as it starts to cure, it'll heat up and start to solidify. Rhonda at RK3 talks about it like you have, oh my goodness, now that I'm talking about it, I can't remember all the exact analogies. But essentially, you want cold honey when you start to do this. And she talks about how you can figure it out is when you can pick up some of this resin that's fallen off, which I can't find any because I guess I did good math this time. When you can pull about an inch of a stream, then you're at a good consistency. Like right now, it's super drippy. Kimberly, thank you so much. Where's my party button? There it is. Thank you for the congrats. I did just get married. Best day ever. And I really appreciate that because every dime we get goes right back into the shop. So this needs to get a little bit more gummy because I'm going to throw a whole bunch of powder over the top of it and then use some alcohol to disperse it. So we're going to see if it'll work right in a minute. Not right now, because I want to show you guys the chameleons that I chose for this client. I hope they go with Mad Hatter because it has such a better, more noticeable like color flip. But the establishment is largely reds and yellows. So this one is Mad Hatter. This is a 1 gram of Mad Hatter. It's not going to focus because that's my life. And this is Mother Knows Best. Also Too Faced. You can get them from artistilldeath.com. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take out the powders and I'm going to blow it over the surface. And then I'm going to disperse it with some 90-something% isopropyl alcohol. That's what's in here. It's 91%. Here's an actual bottle of it, but because I have to mist it out, nope, not mist it. I'm not going to mist it. It's just more easy application if you put it into a bottle. Love singing your mermaid tail. I love my mermaid tail. Right, doing another flood coat, chances are high. So your two best bets would be to hone it or to use sand it and then do a UTC over it. Okay. Let me just turn my air off real quick because the air vent is right over top of my work area. How's the temperature where you guys are? What's the weather like? Is it hot there? It was 60 degrees day before yesterday in Kansas when we were up there. Bizarre. Okay. So let me get us something. None of those are the appropriate something. I promise I'm sometimes prepared. This is a good something. We're going to use one of our clear stir sticks. However, I'm not going to be able to fit this stir stick into this little jar of Mad Hatter, so I'm going to dump it out into a cup so that I can get to it more easily. I won't have to keep up with which one is which color because Mad Hatter is like a purpley main color, and then Mother Knows Best is kind of a orangey main color. Now, okay. I don't know why I'm so nervous. So what I'm going to do is get some of this color on the edge of the stir stick. And I'm kind of trying to not have just a mound on the end, because if I were to do this with a mound on the end, it won't clump, but if I, how do I do this without not getting that's what she said at me? So like clumps of it will fall off, but if you spread it out just a little bit like this, it'll have just a more uniform dispersion. I hope I said those words right. Who knows? Now, you should never breathe in micas. So be in a well-ventilated, large space and do your best not to breathe in this stuff. You can also do this with like just hold an embossing gun to the end of it so that it can blow it for you if you're concerned that you may breathe in micas. That's my only medical advice that I'll give you, is not to breathe in mica. Okay. So I'm going to just lightly that's what I'm trying to avoid, what I just purposefully did for no reason other than, I guess, to show you guys what we're trying to avoid. Those little bloop bloops of color, trying to avoid that. But you can just blow it out and make little starbursts if you want to. So this is what we're looking for, just an even coverage. And you can see that it's straight up changing color already. Depending on where your light source is will indicate what color it will be. So from over there, from over top. Awesome, right? I think so. So sometimes you have to get kind of close to it. If you do get those little pockets of color, it's not the end of the world. Just aim your alcohol there. And the amount that you're going to need for this is totally up to you, depending on what kind of coverage you're looking for. If you look way back in our videos, like way back, we did this all the time. I think it was with like Pearl X. It was not Chameleon. Oh, someone asked me earlier what I'm pouring on. This is looks like an 18 by 36 cradle board. And we have them in our shop at artisttilldeath.com. If you're looking for just sample boards, then just cut MDF. There may be easier ways to do this, like with one of those. You remember for a little while the acrylic, poor people had that. It looked like, what's those things? A basting. It looked like the back end of a basting thing, but then it just had a little boop on the end to blow air. Could probably use one of those. So I'm going to end up putting about 1 gram on this area. All right, almost done with this color. And I'll show you guys what it looks like. And we can move on to our other color. So here we have one angle. Ooh, ah. Then over top it's kind of green. Then it turns brighter reds. But in between it's got kind of a purple look. So it goes from green to purple to like a fuchsia, which I'm a fan of. Bam! It's so crazy. Oh, you can kind of see the purple when it's up here. Okay. Sorry, Bowie. The next one I'm going to do is Mother Knows Best. And the more I do this, the more I feel like I want to try to actually paint with breath, I guess, because I can make like designs. Like fireworks, kind of. Maybe that's just me. Maybe not. Who's to say? So, have you guys ever watched that show, How It's Made? This is like the only thing I've ever wondered how it's made. Chameleon pigments. I have questions. Chameleon pigment inventors. I can't read the questions y'all may have, but I will get to it in just a moment. However, we have amazing mods that are just waiting to answer your questions if you have any. I think I have only one more in here. Yep, only one. All right, now I'm going to show you the color switch on this one. We will start with the granityness. Okay, so we got yellow, and then that reddishy purpley color. Yellow, reds, and purples. So that's what we're working with. Which color do you guys think that they should choose? Mad Hatter? Mother knows best. Mad Hatter? Mother knows best. Which do you think? I'm very interested to know. I mean, maybe they will let me do both. Almost there. Who knows? Maybe they'll get wild and crazy and be like, just do patches of each. They're pretty awesome company to work with, so. Okay, holographic glitter, very true. I want to know how that shenanigan works as well. So, okay. There's now a light sprinkling of mica in my whole studio, but that's fine. Next thing, I have realized I am not good at the Italian drip. If you don't know what that is, it's when you put alcohol in your hand and you give it a good, like, chef's kiss, but you have to splay your fingers and hold your face a certain way, and I just don't have it. So I have adopted the pickle claw. Do you know that claw you get the pickles out of the jar with? Anyways, that's what I'm using. We'll see if it works. I don't know. So I'm going to squirt some alcohol into my hand, and then I'm going to try to drip it sparingly, because if you add too much alcohol, it'll just go AWOL and it'll just disperse too much. And a lot of times it takes a little while for the alcohol to fully do its thing. Also, alcohol will pop bubbles for you. I want it to be kind of moon cratery. I want big splotches for the most part. So I'm just kind of making sure I have some room in between each of my big splotches, but still having a little bit of fleck, if you will. And so I'm just going to run this from one side to the other. They can just blend in the middle. Sorry, my chatting has gone down. I have gone into concentration mode. Trying to get my big drips where I want them, yet being spaced out and random. Not easy. So I can tell that my resin's still a little bit soft for this technique, but it's still fine. I can always just some more and then hit it with more alcohol. Let me give you guys a close-up of what's going on. So what's happening is the alcohol is making the pigments that are sitting on top disperse, because that's just what alcohol does. You can still see it moving the particles inside of those circles. I think it needs to be a little bit more random. I'm going to try to avoid double drips like these on the actual piece. But effectively, this is where we're at. I'm going to let it cure up a little bit more, because you can see my little drip drops are already closing back in, because the resin's too fluid. So when it disperses, it just is closing back in. So I'm just going to let it live for a bit, and then, and by a bit, I mean maybe another 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll add more. I'll add more of the chameleons to the bigger drips that I'm not particularly into, and then I'll use more alcohol to make it close back in. What's up, Shane? This is the closest I've ever come to doing a lunar surface piece. I think it works. Shane's in the house. Livingston, Texas. Not far. So yeah, which do you guys like better? Mad Hatter? Mother knows best. Mad Hatter? Mother knows best. Mad Hatter? Mother? Mad? Mother? I just want you guys, I wish you could see in person the intensity of the color shift like I can see here. It's bananas. I love it so much. And I super love it that some of my micas are resettling and coming back to the surface here. Are you like the middle? I can't even. Yeah, the middle looks good. That blend. So you guys, I'm going to let this live for a bit longer, and then I will be reinvestigating it. I think having these kind of like variations in coverage of the micas, like in these areas, you can see patches of deeper color. I think gives it a different kind of dimension, and it looks super cool. So I think I'm going to attempt to do it on purpose like that in like these areas. Right there, right here, there. So cool. Sorry this wasn't a super long video, but I hope you enjoyed the making of my magic for today. Be kind to one another, because you never know what someone's going through. And always remember that we do the test so you don't have to. I didn't know if you were in the room. Okay. Anyways, y'all have a great day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.